Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has some of the most hilarious moments in the game.
And you know what they say about girls who work with spinning wheels?
No. What?
They're really good in bed.
The actor who plays Henry, Tom Mckay, talks about some of these iconic, hilarious moments.
I feel quite hungry!
Did you ever thought that would become like an iconic line in the game?
I mean, it became an iconic line in the first game, so it's kind of been there in the ether now for quite a long time. If you'd asked me, like, say, halfway through the work on the first game, no, that is not. I wouldn't have thought that would be the line. But it sort of became, as soon as KCD released, it sort of became part of the conversation very quickly. And people would say it to me in the street. And so really quickly, I was like, oh, okay, that's the line, which is fine by me. But the first time I was like, oh, is this what I think it is? Are we like yelling it like a battle cry? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I think that's a great idea. Let's do it.
I walked by it, and all of a sudden, I heard, arsehole! And there was nobody else there.
Most of those gags would like bubble up in the voiceover booth, and I didn't necessarily know they were coming. And it was so fun. Like, they actually made all of those long voiceover days a lot easier, because there was sort of never a day where a few moments like that wouldn't suddenly appear. And they'd be like, okay, so in this scene, you're like wading through poo or whatever it might be, you know, and then everything that comes with that. And those lighter moments are, well, number one, they really inform the darker moments. So you sort of can't have one without the other. So they really help. But number two, that, you know, it's part of the sort of heart of this game and this character that, you know, and it very much comes from Dan and all those brilliant people around him, that they're funny. They've got a good sense of humour. They love a joke, all of it. Like, it's a very playful studio. It's a really like fun, pretty light environment to be in, even though the stakes are high and they're all working really hard. And so that it speaks to the identity of the studio and to Dan and everyone there that they like to have a laugh as well as taking the game very seriously, and I think that really sings out in the game itself.
And after that, he couldn't hear too well either, and he drooled too.
What's that?
I said I know all about bad hearing.
What? Herring? Is it for supper?
Well, there's one where he pretends not to be able to hear them. You know, he's like, oh, sorry, I can't hear you. And so they're all kind of like rhyming jokes. And I think the sort of, you know, among the many things I love playing with Henry, that's generally where most of those work best, when he's doing it quite well. That you're like, oh right, sorry, that's what you meant. And he's like, you know, but all of the, you know, all the drunk stuff, even like the drunk singing in Hungarian.
Singing, shagging, singing, shag. Oh, the killer singing, sing. I ducky now, shake its egg. Honestly,
when I left drama school, I didn't think I'd find myself in a booth in Prague singing as a drunk person in Hungarian, but here we are. We're blessed with such an incredible fan base, and they all share that thing that I could just see in your eyes, which is a sense of of play, and I think that's really celebrated in the game, and I love that. I've sort of come to learn that that's not always the case in every community, and certainly the positivity. You know, they have just propelled us forward through this whole journey, and we're very lucky to have a fan base like that, for sure.